The moment life breaks you, and you either stay broken or stand up. There will come a moment, maybe it already has, when life will knock you so hard to the ground, you'll forget what it feels like to breathe without pain. It won't be a minor inconvenience or a little bad day. No, this will be a moment that shatters your soul. It could be the death of someone you love, a betrayal that leaves you hollow, or waking up one day and realizing you've become everything you once swore you'd never be. And in that moment, you'll feel like giving up, like you've lost, like this is the end. But listen to me carefully. That is the moment that will define your entire life. It's not the victories that shape us. It's not the applause or the success. It's the suffering, the silence, the stillness when no one is watching, and you have to decide, do I get back up, or do I let this moment define me as a victim? You won't have a cheering crowd when you make that decision. You'll be alone, maybe in a dark room, maybe on a long walk, maybe staring at your reflection, wondering who the hell you even are anymore. And that's the test, because the truth is, pain is the fire that forges real men, not just strong men, but men with depth, men with a backbone, not just a body, men with scars that tell stories of survival, not of surrender. This is the moment where boys become men and men become legends, not in the eyes of the world, but in the battlefield within. If you can stand back up when everything inside you is screaming to give up, then you've passed the first great test of life. Pain will try to break you. Let it build you instead. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. Willing to keep going, to take another step when your legs are trembling. Willing to face the sunrise, even after nights of sleepless grief. Willing to believe that even though you're hurting, your story isn't over yet. There are people who never recover from that moment. They stay down. They numb themselves with distractions, with alcohol, with meaningless relationships, with silence. Don't become that man. Choose to stand, even if it's slow, even if it's shaky, even if no one else claps when you rise. Because the truth is, no one remembers the man who fell. They remember the one who got back up when he had every reason not to. This moment, when you're at your lowest, will define your strength, not just your physical toughness, but the unbreakable will of your soul. So, if you're in that moment now, I want you to hear this. You're not done, not even close. You're just being carved into something unshakable. Don't resist the process. Embrace it. Let the pain purify you. Let the darkness teach you. Let the loneliness make you appreciate your own company. You are being built, piece by piece, through the fire. And one day, when the world sees you shine, you'll smile quietly to yourself because you'll know where you came from. And more importantly, you'll know that nothing and no one can ever break you again. 2. The moment you walk away from who you used to be, there will come a day when the mirror becomes uncomfortable to look at, not because of your face, but because of what's behind your eyes. Regret, guilt, wasted potential, lies you told yourself for years just to stay comfortable. You'll wake up and realize you've been living on autopilot, pleasing people who don't care, chasing goals that don't matter, running from a version of yourself that you know deep down is not who you were meant to become. And in that quiet moment, you'll face the second defining fork in the road. Do I keep lying to myself, or do I walk away from the man I used to be? It will be terrifying, because leaving behind your old identity means burying a part of yourself. The lazy you, the weak you, the you who made excuses, who chased quick dopamine instead of purpose. But what lies beyond that grave is rebirth. No one tells you how hard it is to evolve. It's not sexy. It's not a social media highlight. It's sitting in silence, deleting contacts, changing routines, admitting your faults, facing your addictions, starting over, again and again. But let me tell you something. That's the price of transformation. The truth is, you'll lose people. Friends who only knew the old you. People who liked you better when you were broken, predictable, dependent. You'll lose habits that numbed you. You'll lose illusions. And yes, it'll hurt. But with every painful loss comes a sacred gain. You'll start to respect yourself. That's priceless. See, the moment you choose to walk away from the man you used to be, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for some external rescue. You stop being a slave to circumstances. You realize that nothing changes until you do. And suddenly, you stop negotiating with fear. You begin building discipline, not because you want motivation, but because you refuse to die with regret. You start speaking truth, not because it's popular, but because you're done hiding. You begin moving with purpose, not to impress others, but because your soul demands more from you now. This is the rebirth moment, the resurrection. And brother, it won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because the world doesn't need another man pretending. It needs men who've been through the fire and chose to become the version of themselves they were afraid to confront. So kill the coward in you. Bury the liar. Expose the procrastinator. Burn the blueprint of your past and write a new one with blood, sweat, and brutal honesty. Because the day you walk away from who you were is the day you finally step into the man you were born to become. 3. The moment you choose your mission over everything else. There will come a time when distractions come dressed as blessings. Pleasure will whisper in your ear. Comfort will offer you a seat. And the world will tell you to slow down or enjoy life. And deep down, something in you will want to listen. But that's the final defining moment. The moment where you choose, do I chase comfort or do I choose my mission? No matter the cost. This is where many men fail. They start strong, but they get lost in comfort. They make just enough money. They find a relationship. They stop training. They stop learning. They plateau. Not because they're incapable, but because they've forgotten their fire. You weren't built to coast through life. You were built to conquer something. Every man has a mission, and that mission will demand your full devotion. Whether it's building a business, raising a family, writing a legacy, or changing lives. Your mission is what gives your suffering meaning. Without it, you're just existing. The man who chooses his mission above everything else becomes dangerous because he cannot be swayed. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't waste his time proving his worth. He knows who he is because every day he proves it to himself. And when temptations come, and they will, he remembers. Pleasure is temporary. Legacy is forever. The man who builds something timeless isn't the one who had the easiest path. He's the one who said no 1,000 times. To parties, to distractions, to easy money, to toxic love, to mediocrity. Not because he hated fun, but because his purpose meant more. When you choose your mission, you sacrifice ease for excellence. You sacrifice now for forever. You lose comfort but gain clarity. You lose friends but gain fulfillment. And in the end, you don't just build a life, you build a name that outlives you. So remember this, there will be 3 moments that define your life. The moment life breaks you, the moment you walk away from who you were, the moment you choose your mission over everything. Don't run from them. Don't fear them. Face them and conquer them. Because once you do, you become the kind of man the world can't ignore.